free sample? Cool.
Well, thank you, cheese lady.
Married with Children brought the Bundy family into our living rooms for 11 outrageous seasons. But what happened after Al put his hand down his pants for the last time is more dramatic than anything Fox ever aired. Here's where the cast ended up in 2026. Number 1, Ed O'Neill, Al Bundy. Ed O'Neill played Al Bundy, the 4 touchdowns in one game shoe salesman who hated his job, his customers, and sometimes his family from 1987 to 1997. Ed was 40 years old when the show started, discovered while performing Of Mice and Men in Hartford when a Fox casting agent spotted him. In 2026, Ed is 79 years old and has achieved something most actors only dream of: 2 iconic television roles in one lifetime. After Married with Children ended, Ed struggled to escape Al Bundy's shadow. He starred in a failed Dragnet reboot and made scattered guest appearances. Then, in 2009, everything changed. He was cast as Jay Pritchett on Modern Family, which ran 11 seasons and earned him 3 Emmy nominations and 4 Screen Actors Guild Awards. During the lean years between shows, Ed trained in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu under the Gracie family and earned a black belt. He credits martial arts with keeping him grounded when he almost quit acting entirely. Ed has been married to actress Catherine Russoff since 1986 with 2 daughters. He played Donald Sterling in the 2025 FX miniseries Clipped and voiced Hank the Octopus in Finding Dory. Al Bundy was television's most miserable man, but Ed O'Neill became one of television's most beloved character actors across 4 decades, proving the greatest comebacks sometimes start in your 60s. Please drop a like and subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate the support. Thanks. Number 2, Katey Sagal, Peggy Bundy. Katey Sagal played Peggy Bundy, the big-haired, bonbon-eating wife who refused to cook, clean, or work, from 1987 to 1997. Katey was 33 when the show started, coming from show business royalty. Her father was director Boris Sagal. Her godfather was Norman Lear. In 2026, Katey is 72 years old and has proven she's far more than a one-note comedy actress. Before Married with Children, Katey was a backup vocalist for Bob Dylan and Bette Midler. What most fans don't know is she struggled with addiction for 15 years before getting sober just 4 months before landing Peggy Bundy. After the show ended, Katey was brutally typecast. Then, in 2008, her husband Kurt Sutter created Sons of Anarchy and cast her as Gemma Teller-Morrow, the ruthless motorcycle club matriarch. The role earned her a Golden Globe for Best Actress in a Drama Series in 2011. Katey has been married 4 times, currently to Kurt Sutter since 2004. Tragically, in 1991, while filming Married with Children, she experienced a stillbirth in her 7th month of pregnancy. Since Sons of Anarchy, Katey has appeared in The Conners, voiced Turanga Leela on Futurama for 2 decades, and was cast as Dr. Kureha in Netflix's live-action One Piece Season 2, dropping March 2026. Peggy Bundy refused to lift a finger, but Katey Sagal worked harder than anyone to build a career spanning 50 years across singing, comedy, and drama. Number 3, Christina Applegate, Kelly Bundy. Christina Applegate played Kelly Bundy, the beautiful but intellectually challenged daughter, from 1987 to 1997. Christina was just 15 when the show started, growing up on camera as the blonde bombshell who couldn't spell her own name. In 2026, Christina is 54 years old, and her story is the most heartbreaking of the entire cast. After Married with Children, Christina successfully transitioned to film Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead, the Anchorman movies, an Emmy nomination for Samantha Who. In 2008, she was diagnosed with breast cancer and underwent a double mastectomy. She beat it and returned stronger. Then, during filming of Netflix's Dead to Me in 2021, Christina noticed her legs buckling. She was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. The diagnosis changed everything. Christina now walks with a cane and has effectively retired from acting. In 2025, she told interviewers she rarely leaves her house because the pain is constant. She describes having 30 lesions on her brain and says some days she can't hold her phone. Despite her condition, Christina co-hosts the podcast Messy with fellow MS sufferer Jamie Lynn Sigler. She appeared at the 2023 Emmys to a standing ovation and jokes publicly about her condition to raise awareness. Christina has been married to musician Martin Lenoble since 2013 with one daughter, Sadie. She said Sadie is the only reason she keeps fighting. Kelly Bundy was famous for being dumb, but Christina Applegate became one of Hollywood's bravest voices about chronic illness, even as her body betrayed her. Number 4. David Faustino, Bud Bundy. David Faustino played Bud Bundy, the perpetually unsuccessful ladies' man who called himself Grandmaster B, from 1987 to 1997. David was 13 when the show started, growing up on national television as the hormone-crazed son who never got the girl. In 2026, David is 51 years old and has carved out a surprisingly successful second career most fans know nothing about. After Married with Children, David struggled. Low-budget films, scattered guest spots, a rap album called Ballistics in 1992 under the name Dalil. But voice acting saved his career. He became Mako in Nickelodeon's The Legend of Korra, Helia in Winx Club, Dagor in DreamWorks Dragons, and appeared in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. In 2009, David created Starving, a darkly comedic web series where he played a washed-up version of himself, reuniting with his castmates for an episode. David married Andrea Elmer in 2004, divorced in 2007, and was arrested that year for marijuana possession. Though charges were dropped after rehab, he now has a daughter, Ava Marie, born in 2015 with girlfriend Lindsey Bronson. What still frustrates David, Married with Children generated over $1 billion in syndication, but the cast received minimal residuals due to Fox's cable contract structure. He's spoken about how the cast got really screwed over. Bud Bundy never scored with the ladies, but David Faustino scored a sustainable 3-decade career by reinventing himself behind the microphone. Number 5. Amanda Bears, Marcy Rhodes Darcy. Amanda Bears played Marcy Rhodes Darcy, the uptight feminist neighbor and Al's greatest nemesis, from 1987 to 1997. Amanda was 29 when the show started, having already starred in the cult horror classic Fright Night. In 2026, Amanda is 67 years old and became one of television's most important LGBTQ+ pioneers. In 1993, at the height of Married with Children's popularity, Amanda came out as a lesbian on the cover of The Advocate. Years before Ellen DeGeneres, she was one of the first actors on a major primetime show to publicly come out while still on the air. Her castmates, especially Ed O'Neill, were completely supportive. They'd known for years and embraced her fully. In the 1990s, this was career suicide. Amanda risked everything. Rather than destroying her, Amanda pivoted to directing. She helmed over 30 episodes of Married with Children, then directed Reba, Dharma, and Greg, the Jamie Foxx show Mad TV, and her co-star Christina Applegate's show Jessie. Amanda married Carrie Schenken in 2010 and has 2 children. She appeared in the LGBTQ+ Comedy Bros in 2022 and reunited with the Fright Night cast for a table read in 2024 with Mark Hamill. Marcy Rhodes was Al Bundy's punchline, but Amanda Bears became a trailblazer who proved authenticity mattered more than fame, building a 50-year career on her own terms. Number 6. Ted McGinley, Jefferson Darcy. Ted McGinley played Jefferson Darcy, the handsome con artist who married Marcy in a drunken Vegas ceremony from 1991 to 1997. Ted was 33 when he joined in season 5, replacing David Garrison. In 2026, Ted is 67 years old and carries one of television's strangest reputations. Ted McGinley has been called the patron saint of jumping the shark for joining popular shows late in their runs: Happy Days, The Love Boat, Dynasty. But the truth? Happy Days lasted 4 more seasons after he joined. Married with Children ran 7 more years and became more popular. Before the show, Ted played the villainous Stan Gable in Revenge of the Nerds. After, he had recurring roles on The West Wing and Sports Night, starred in Hope and Faith, and appeared in faith-based films. Then in 2023, Ted landed his best role in decades, Derek on Apple TV Plus's Shrinking, alongside Jason Segel and Harrison Ford. What started as a guest role became a series' regular position. NPR called it the best ever use of his talent. Ted has been married to actress Gigi Rice since 1991 with 2 sons. Jefferson Darcy was a lazy freeloader, but Ted McGinley proved the show killer label was always unfair. and at 67, he's having the career renaissance of a lifetime. Number 7, David Garrison, Steve Rhodes. David Garrison played Steve Rhodes, Marcy's first husband, and the uptight banker from 1987 to 1990. David was 35 when the show started and only stayed 4 seasons before making a decision that shocked everyone. In 2026, David is 73 years old, and his choice to leave remains one of sitcom history's most debated decisions. At the end of season 4, with ratings climbing, David asked producers to release him. The reason? He wanted to return to Broadway. Television was never his first love. While he may have lost short-term, David won long-term. He received a Tony nomination for A Day in Hollywood / A Night in the Ukraine, appeared in the original Broadway casts of Titanic and The Visit, and became famous for playing the Wizard in multiple Wicked productions from 2005 to 2009. David returned to Married with Children 4 times as a guest star, always on good terms. In 2025, he participated in a workshop for the musical Ever After, playing Leonardo da Vinci. He continues performing in theater. Steve Rhodes walked away from one of television's biggest hits. But David Garrison proved that following your passion, even when it looks like career suicide, is sometimes the right choice. The Reunion. On January 28, 2026, Ed O'Neill, Katey Sagal, Christina Applegate, and David Faustino will reunite at the Wiltern Theater in Los Angeles for an evening with the Bundys. The event benefits Race to Erase MS, Christina's charity. An animated revival was in development for years with all 4 attached, but was officially canceled in July 2025. Conclusion. Married with Children was never supposed to be a hit. The working title was Not the Cosbys, a middle finger to wholesome 1980s sitcoms. It ran 11 seasons, 259 episodes, launched Fox as a network, and paved the way for The Simpsons. Nearly 30 years later, it's streaming everywhere and recently ranked 10th worldwide on HBO Max. A new generation is discovering the Bundys. Ed O'Neill got a second act most actors dream about. Katey Sagal proved she was more than a punchline. Christina Applegate became a voice for millions battling invisible illness. David Faustino reinvented himself. Amanda Bears broke impossible barriers. Ted McGinley outlasted every show supposed to kill his career. David Garrison followed his heart to Broadway. Love and marriage may go together like a horse and carriage. But for the Married with Children cast, life after the Bundys proved second acts are possible, even for television's most dysfunctional family.